Welcome everyone to a casted game of Age of Empires 4, and today spawning in the southeast corner of the map playing in blue. We've got Kiljadi playing as the Byzantines, and his opponent in the northwest playing in red. We've got Vertex playing as the ayyubids. Welcome everyone to Himeyama. That is the map for today, featuring 2 civilizations as part of the Sultans Ascend DLC. And for that reason, I'm pretty excited to see this one, because of course, the new civilizations brings about new civilization matchups, new strategies, new things to talk about, new things to discover. And we'll do that together. Well, the Byzantines versus the Ayyubids. It's going to be interesting. The Ayyubids are, when you compare them to the Abbasids, I'd say they're more tempo aggressive. They don't necessarily get the eco bonuses that the Abbasids do, like no fresh foodstuffs, no fertile crescent. It does mean, though, they get some other bonuses, like the House of Wisdom is really nice for the Ayyubids. It scales quite nicely with the economy. It's much smoother than the Abbasids in the way that each tier you need a lot less buildings to get each one, at least for the first 3 tiers. For the Abbasids, you need a lot more to get to tier 2 and a lot more to get to tier 3 in terms of structure numbers. It does mean that the actual boosting that you get for the Ayyubids is less for each tier. Only 10% for all resources gathering rate increased for tier 1. I think it's actually 15 or 20 for, I think it's 15 for the Abbasids. But you need more structures, right? So the tiers come in a little bit early for the Ayyubids, makes the economy kick in a little bit quicker. Now, also the other big difference is the wing system and going up to the next stage. You still have the 4 wings, the economic wing, the military wing, and the culture wing, and the trade wing, but you've got 2 choices within each one, and you can only choose each choice. Well, you can only choose 1 choice from each wing to get to the next stage within the 4 ages. You've got 4 choices overall, but 8 to choose from when you make those choices. Now, the choices are pretty interesting. I think there's some that are commonly done. Like, you commonly see growth, you get 3 free villages rather, and 50 additional food. Bear in mind, if you do that though, you've got to be careful not to take the berry bushes entirely, because if you do that, you don't actually get the 50 food on this one. Like, this one's gone. So if you do play Age of Empires 4 and you play as the Ayyubids, just be careful of that, be wary of that. Of course, there are other very popular ways to get to the next stage, in particular trade, the bazaar upgrade, kind of being able to spend a lot of gold in very good trades, whether it's villages you might get, units you might get, and that's actually the choice that Vertex is going for today to get to that feudal age. On the other side of the things, on the map as well, like, you got the Imperial Hippodrome coming up for the Byzantines. Popular, the 2 landmarks that they're choosing today between the Grand Winery and the Imperial Hippodrome, they both have their place, I think. There's quite a even split between people choosing either. I think the Byzantines can be a bit flexible, maybe more than people like to give them credit for. The Grand Winery, of course, will be giving extra olive oil from the berries and the farms, or the olive groves, I should say. 60%, by the way. It's a pretty nice boost, and that could fund mercenaries. But we're not going to see any of that today. We're going to see the Imperial Hippodrome bringing the Byzantines alive with a unique ability for this landmark. And that is the Triumph ability. That will be it's a good ability. It's going to be healing up the cavalry units, increasing the damage output, and also increasing the movement speed. It's great for raiding. And I like this play by the Byzantines, because whilst they can be very strong in the late game with their scaling economy, which, by the way, is very much centered around the cistern. The cistern, when you connect them up with the aqueducts, they do increase their water level, and that will increase the efficiency of the villagers working, as you can see now. It should be a good 10% that these guys are working at, an additional gather rate. There we are, 10%. And, well, that scales obviously even more with the water level. But more importantly, it also has other toggleable abilities. You've got Conscriptio, which will be increasing the production speed of military buildings. You've got Dialecticus, which will be increasing the rate of research. And then you've got Presidium, which will reduce the damage taken from enemy attacks. Now, the reason why I like this economy system is that it comes online very nicely at times. They can really build up a large economy, a nice economy, and then it scales quite nicely into terms of military capacity. Like, sometimes you can float a lot of resources if you don't have the military production, but because it scales together, it goes hand in hand. Now, well, that tech up there for the Ayyubids did grant him some extra villages, by the way. You can see it, you can tell. He's got 22 villages versus the 20. So he's managed to gather or gain at least 2 villages out of that. Trading, and he's also got some Bedouin skirmishes to keep his economy safe. Now he's going to be looking to extend that water level to level 3. the Byzantines does have a horseman. Now, one thing to consider on Himeyama, you do have the central pond with water and the shorefish. I was kind of half expecting the ayyubids to take advantage of that, maybe get a dock. It is cheaper, of course, for them. He didn't take advantage of that. Veteran skirmishers might just pull back a little bit, try and get good damage on the horseman. It does ride in, and going to be looking to try and get a village kill. Tries to get us around there, Vertex, but he doesn't quite manage it in the end, and Kiljardi backs away with not much achieved. All but a second horseman coming forward, and it will be forcing Vertex into an outpost. So that's actually a lot of villagers having to build that. Not the most efficient way to do it, but he's trying to get it. It does use the triumph ability. Those horsemen will be healing each other. Will he try and get that horseman killed there, Vertex? He gets one of those villagers do go down. Kiljardi gets a kill. And that'll be a really nice boost for him. Now, the Imperial Hippodrome does also have the tech up. The Expilatores, which does give him 20 gold every time he does get a kill of those villagers. And he does have it. So he would have got 20 gold for that villager kill. There's quite a few, actually. 3 so far. So we see more dead bodies, though. Certainly a nice, worthwhile trade for Kiljardi, for sure. And it's something that actually really scales nicely with the economy building with that. Like the free gold you get with killing villagers. In fact, the horsemen now are healing themselves up, and they do get +2 extra damage, by the way, against villagers when the ability is activated. Well, actually, I think it's with the Expilatores, actually. Yeah, it's the Expilatores in particular that gives a +2 damage against villagers. But on top of that, you get the Triumph ability, 25% extra. Diving in once more. Might need to back away. Might lose this one, though, I'm afraid. Does he lose it? Oh, he just about gets away. 1 HP. He gets away with it. And that's actually really key because he's going to be healing himself for back up again. Harassing that woodline again. 4 villagers have gone down so far. But actually the village count is equal. Now you might be wondering how that's going to be happening. It's because he's been trading quite nicely. So it has had to spend gold to do that though. So good opening for the Byzantines. Now behind this opening there's a chance that he might be looking to be a bit more greedy. And scale the economy. He's also already got water level 3. Going to be getting water level 4 pretty soon. Actually looks like it's going to be quite heavy on the feudal age. He's got a barracks and an archery range. He's not letting up, and it looks like Vertex might need to be a bit careful. He's getting some production buildings now, with the stable just popping up now. Quite a few villages on gold. Obviously, that is supplementing the trades that he could be getting. Oh, that horseman's still on 1 HP. Got to be careful not to lose that too easily there. A good chance to keep him alive and working for the Byzantines. Horsemen need to back away. There's quite a few spearmen there. I think it's a fight that actually Vertex would be happy to take. But with the triumph ability, Kiljardi, he believes in his ability to micro. Will he try and snipe off the weak horseman? There is still one there. In fact, quite a few of these horsemen are weak. He does engage there. I'm not sure this is a good idea for the Byzantines. He does lose 3 of those horsemen rather cheaply, and Kiljardi needs to back away now. Not a lot achieved by that push. But still a very good opening for the Byzantines. He's now adding a second archery range, so certainly no signs of him letting up. Getting an outpost on that woodline is a sensible thing to do, especially seeing as he had been raided earlier. Alrighty, well, how's it going, Bullet Lullaby? Just to let you guys know on YouTube, I am streaming on Twitch these days. I am streaming this one live as well, so if you are interested in catching me live, do maybe think about dropping over to the Twitch side of things. I'll drop a link in the video description to get you over there. Villager's going to be garrisoning, well, actually a couple, only 2. It doesn't need to garrison too much. There's only just 1 horseman and a scout, but obviously I would be liking to see an outpost here. Well, that's exactly what he's doing. Yeah, he's going to get an outpost here called Kiljardi just to protect this area, to make sure that it's nice and secure. I love the reactions, by the way, for these players, because, of course, Vertex was raided here earlier. Then he put an outpost just to make sure it's protected, so it doesn't happen twice. And Kiljardi, there was a threat there coming from the horseman and scout, and that threat forces him to getting an outpost, which he should just about manage to do it with the archers helping out, giving him some cover. Bear in mind that the outpost for the Byzantines can actually get mangonel emplacements in the castle age. That could be pretty useful when he gets there. But Vertex has been trading in villagers all the meantime, and he's got 36 so far. Of course, you'd always take extra villagers any day of the week over even sort of the buffering that's happening already. Whilst it is 20%, you still take a villager if you could. So ayyubids definitely got the little bit of advantage of that in that regard. Archers there might need to try and snipe down as many of those spearmen as possible. Oh, the horsemen are going to be diving in. That's not an idea. That's not a good idea. Those horsemen will be perishing. He uses the triumph ability anyway. He's just trying to take an even trade, or the best trade he possibly can do, right? Archers coming from the south. That's going to be great, actually. The archers should be fine here. There are 2 Bedouin swordsmen, but he should be fine. I mean, the 2 horsemen as well. I think he should be okay with this number. He does have steeled arrow, after all. I mean, Vertex with the number of spearmen and archers, though, he might look to take that fight. I mean, he does have 2 horsemen that can tank a little bit. At least for the first initial part of the engagement, and the 2 swordsmen, too. Vertex is a bit reluctant to engage. He does have some reinforcements coming in as well. If they can join the fight, then certainly Kiljadi want to back out of there. More production buildings. Okay, well, I love this sort of style of game, I've got to say, the aggression. Coming out from the Byzantines. Kiljadi is known for his aggression, so it kind of makes sense. It's going to go for the Mercenary house. I'll be interested to see which landmark he goes, or which mercenary contract, rather, he goes for. I'm kind of anticipating Keshiks. The reason why, when you go for the Imperial Hippodrome, it scales quite nicely into that type of unit. 4 horsemen with a scout. Oh, Spearman going to be diving in, and well, yeah, Vertex is certainly going to want to back away for that. No real reason to fight that. There's not much to gain out of it. Horseman going to go down south. Now, this is quite an exposed system that's going to be put in. Quite an expansive aqueduct system. The archers are chasing, which does mean the archers aren't there to defend, and this gold is pretty exposed, but I love this play by Kiljadi. Recognizing he doesn't really have much army here, it's an exposed area, is getting an outpost. Would it be quick enough? Vertex not... Wait a minute. Vertex might get some kills here. No, the outpost has just gone up. But Kiljadi doesn't know about it. He gets the vision, but he doesn't spot it. Archers will take at least 2 villages, I would have thought. Takes 1. Doesn't get a second. That's a bit rough. Well, 1 villager, certainly helpful to the cause. Tries to get some quick walls, but, well, actually not really. The horsemen are already out. The archers are now going back to sort of the center of the Byzantine base. Maybe looking to group together once again. Now these villagers getting an outpost, sensible idea, right? Because this is very exposed. It's very far away to walk as well to the main base. And Vertex behind this though, with 44 villagers, he's looking in good shape with his economy. Maybe looking to go to that castle age soon. Take a look at the resources. Food is heading that direction, and he is. He's going to go with the culture wing advancement, by the way. He didn't even have 1,200 food. You might be wondering how can he do that? Well, this is the benefit of this particular advancement. Only 850 food and 450 gold. It makes things very fast as well to get to the next stage. 40% less time to get there. That power spike is going to be nice, but the concern for Vertex is got to make sure he doesn't lose his army, right? Like, this would be the worst possible time you could lose your army. Now's not the time to lose it. Because he would want to tech up and upgrade them. He's going to take the engagement. I'm not so sure about this fight. I'm sure there are some spearmen, and horsemen will be okay. They'll tank against the archers, but we will pick off those small spearmen that the Byzantines have. It's a decent mass of archers that Kiljadi has. I think Vertex needs to just get out of there. Well, I say spearmen, it should be saying limitane, really. But of course, it is the spearman equivalent, but does have a little bit of a nice toggleable ability. The shield wall does reduce the speed by 25%. It reduces the attack speed by 25%, but reduces the range of damage it takes by 50%. It's quite significant, especially with the decent number of archers that are on the field by the ayyubids. Makes it a little bit less prone. I have actually seen some players go mass infantry with the limitane and archers, and the limitane can tank very well against even ranged units. Oh, well, Vertex. Uh-oh. No, he doesn't have his upgrades in yet. It's coming in now, but he's taking quite a bit of a punching before it comes in, and he doesn't have the numbers. He's outnumbered, even with the tech up. Even with the veteran archers, I think Kiljadi would win this. You see the drop shields already placed in there for the limitane, so even if Vertex does try and turn around and shoot, actually it's not going to be helpful for him. Down in the east, not much else happening. Back at home, 2 Keshiks trying to get some value. They did actually on their berries. Got 2 villager kills. Chasing this way down in the south once again. Kiljadi killing some villagers. Certainly always helpful for his cause. This is rough, actually. There's no way out, really. Oh, no. Vertex is going to lose a lot of units. But he will be getting a couple of idled villagers garrisoned inside that outpost. He loses a horseman. 2 of them, in fact. He's going to pressurize on the front with a couple of the camel lancers, which is a great unit to deal with the Keshiks. 5 villagers are garrisoned inside the outpost. Looking to get Cairo Siphon as well, but the trouble is, if he loses this army, he's not going to have much to protect the Cairo Siphon. Miniature numbers 31 to 42. Camel lancers, they need to back away. There's no way. He's going right underneath the outpost. There's no other way to go, to be fair. He was kind of cornered, backed into a route that he didn't want to take. Kiljadi getting some really good kills there with just the static defenses. That is not what you want as the ayyubids. Does have a couple of Gulam, though. That could pose a unique threat. No crossbows here for the Byzantines, of course, because he's not in the Castle Age himself. He's still in the Feudal Age. Gulam, they do have the first Iron Undermesh upgrade. Would love to see Wedge Rivets. That will certainly help tank against this number of archers. The Gulam going to go right up and close and personal to those archers. Those archers need to do as much damage as they possibly can. He's focusing on the Ayyubid archers. A couple of Keshiks on the goal vein, trying to get some value. And they're pushing away, actually, the Gulams that were there. Villagers sent out to burn the ram. Might lose a couple with the Camel Lancer there, but the Limitana are going to chase that down. And all of a sudden, Vertex lost that fight quite badly because, of course, he doesn't have the numbers. He's got the tech up units. And with that mass of archers, they can still do a job against the Gulam. And I think it all came down to that army that he had that just went in a weird direction. Went down the south, came back up, right underneath the outpost, and he just lost so many. That was not ideal. Going out to the shorefish, which is nice, that he did have a lot of map control for a significant period of time, but that's not going to be true to say now. But the villagers do back away from barriers. Good reaction. Does lose one, though. This is a trouble situation for Vertex. Might just try and charge him with the Camel Lancers, just get the charge attack and back away. I think he's going to back away now with a number of Nimitanic. Wait, he's not backing away. He's going to take the engagement. There are a couple of Gulams, to be fair, but I'm not sure he has enough. If the Camel Lancers go down, that just leaves the Gulams, and I mean, to be fair, there's more Gulams coming in. He'll be okay with this fight, I think. The 2 came in from the north and really added to that fight. And a couple more Camel Lancers. They came back for more. One does go down. Yeah, those Gulams will fight that off. But on that gold vein again, being raided with 2 Gulams. This is great pressure by Vertex, I've got to say. It took a bad fight earlier, but it hasn't let him, hasn't stopped him at all. He's pushing with Gulams. Obviously, he's got the Castle Age tech up, which is certainly helpful. Now, behind this, the Byzantines have got a bit of a problem. Like, if they keep having to spend resources on units, it'll make it difficult to get to that next stage, which is he kind of really needs to in the next few minutes, because ultimately the Feudal Age army can only deal with the Castle Age army only so well, and this number of Gulam is starting to scale quite scary numbers. Like, if the Gulam are in small numbers, you can just about manage it with the meat shield of Limitane, maybe ranged units here like the archers, but when it's this number of Gulams, I'm not so sure, because they're barely taking any damage. But it's trying to get the outpost. I think that's optimistic. They're going to have to back away for now. Camel Lancers were chased down. Oh, does lose that. There's a Gulam or 2 there. Speaking of Gulam, they're going to go straight for the olive groves. Trying to get surrounded the archers. Should be okay at dealing with these archers. Not all that many, although if he kites it well, he'll get some good value still. He is picking up the veteran archers as much as he possibly can. Oh, the Gulams there in the north might win that fight, would you believe? No, the archers will take care of it eventually. But more Gulams coming in. This was always an exposed area. It does have an outpost. But the archers, they won't be able to survive that. And the Gulam's going to torch that down. I'm not sure Kiljani has that much to head in that position, because he has had to convert his resources into that tech up, into the Golden Horn Tower, which will give him free mercenary units as time goes on. But he's going to have to defend now, right? He had to invest a lot in that tech up, and Kiljadi will be aware of that situation, so he's going to need to think about how he best addresses that problem. Vertex, on the other hand, could be sensing the tech up, because he doesn't see many Byzantine units. Does get a couple more Keshiks, courtesy of the olive oil. There's that tech up. Now Vertex has a decision to make. Does he back away and mass up and then have a big push, or does he try and attack now before all the key important upgrades come in for the Byzantines? And I would quite like to see him do the latter, because he's only got 4 villages on gold, not many. It's difficult for him to afford anything here. Kiljardi might be under pressure for quite some time. That's of course if Vertex... Wait, what? Okay, just ignores the villager for now. Wants to go straight for the juggler. Well, he's going to go for the black... I think he probably just A-moved there for a minute. Anyway, behind all of this, farming transition is slowly but surely starting. Doesn't necessarily need to rely on that, of course, because he's got a lot of map control. Could go to the deer camps. Had already been going to the shorefish. And behind it, he's got 4 relics, by the way. Slowly but surely, he's been gathering those with the dervish. That's going to make a big difference in the game. He's picking up the 5th one as well. 5 relics. Makes things very difficult for the Byzantines. In the south, going to be going through. There's no real static defenses here. That's a lot of villages on gold and stone. Oh, he stopped. He moved the other way. Trying to deal with the cataphract. Now, I do in some ways like the addition of the cataphract, but it does feel like he's going to need another support unit to deal with the spearmen. More Keshiks pop out from the Golden Horn Tower. You just saw 3 pop out just then. Villagers coming out. Wait, where are they going? They're going to try and get a keep, it seems. Wait, that's not his keep. That's Vertex's keep. Wallow going there on the west side. Just a distraction, I think. Yeah, it is. That keep, I don't know if that goes up. Wait, Kiljardi is going to send those villagers. He's going to try and torch it down. That's a big fight there right below the aqueduct, though. Quite a few. That's too many Keshiks. Vertex, I don't think he gets this up. The spearmen aren't positioned. They can't get there quick enough. Gulams are chasing, but oh my god, the Keshiks are going to get on those villagers. Not only that, when they do kill the villagers, they're regaining health. And it's going to be an absolute massacre. I don't think his keep goes up. He might need to just sacrifice and delete the keep. Try and run away the villagers. I mean, they won't be able to get far with those Keshiks chasing. Villagers torching it down. I think he needs to delete the keep. He's not going to get much stone back from it, though. That's the problem, because he suffered so much torch damage. Oh, no. He went for the juggler. He tried it, but didn't have enough standing army to protect it. Now Kiljardi. If he gets another torch damage on the keep, he does delete it in the end. He has to take the sacrifice. He barely got anything back. Almost like just 100 stone back from that. That was a huge loss there for Vertex. Heading now south, and I think the Byzantines, they'll be happy scaling their economy, getting a keep on the south to protect the gold and the deer camp. Food and gold, that's exactly what he needs now that he's in the castle age. Vertex, where does he go from here? He does have 5 relics, right? So you have 5 relics, you're always in a decent spot. Look how much gold he's got. I mean, he doesn't need any villages on gold at all now. He can always keep getting these trades. It's getting a hard farming transition. If he can get some trades for food and wood, that's all he needs, and maybe even villagers too. Yeah, I mean, he could actually exchange for food. He needs to keep pumping units though. Did get an outpost there with a spring on placement that will go down eventually. Spearmen going to be chasing away the Keshiks. So this will buy him some time. The question is, will it be enough time? It remains to be seen. Capturing the sacred site in the south. Got the sacred site in the north, but I don't think the dervish will manage it in the end. That army is looking scary. Crossbows and Varangian guards are pretty well upgraded. Can be increasing the next tier of the mercenary contract as well. So those Keshiks will become veteran Keshiks. There are 9 of them. We've got another 3 from the Golden Horn Tower. You see how strong a landmark this is. Oh, well, Vertex going to be trying to kill those villagers walling up. Bit of raiding on the wood line. He did have to extend that wood line. There's no outpost here. That Keshik is going to be pushing those villagers away. Going to try and commit to another land camp. I would have loved to have seen an outpost here, I've got to say, because it feels like now we might see a bit more of a raiding action coming in from Kiljardi. Denies the sacred site in the north, and well, the walls aren't up yet. Vertex keen to do so. Now, Vertex has obviously got primarily an infantry-based army, so it really does make sense to get those walls up, because of course, the threat of the Keshiks is always concerning. Quite a few idle villages there. They do move back over to stone. So certainly walling up is going to be key for Vertex and his survival in this next stage of the push from Kiljardi. It's undoubtedly coming. Now, it's nice to see a one-town centre play from both players. Trying to get the sacred site once again. He will do it. He will manage it this time. Oh, woodline. Once again. And keep in the middle. That will certainly stabilise. I think that's what he needs to do at this point. The concern for the ayyubids, though. I think in many ways the Byzantines are very strong in the late game. And whilst we're not there yet, I think the ayyubids, they need to stabilize and push on. At least in the next 10-15 minutes before it becomes a little bit challenging to go up against the late game Byzantines. Only water level 4 though at the moment. We'd love to see an extension of that to water level 5. To really get the economy and military pumping. Do you see a ram now being built? Oh, three Keshiks. That's actually going to be deadly here. It's going to get quite a few kills. I mean, there's 2 spearmen. It doesn't matter. He takes out the spearmen first anyway. And he's to back away now because now there's quite a few. 5 of them. Defender's advantage is certainly helping. Going to be running through with a couple of counterfacts. Keshiks might die to the keep. Does lose 1. 3 Keshiks right away. He survives for now with those. Keshiks running around. Oh no, he's baited with the spears. He didn't leave any spears on the wood line. They got baited out and the village is getting their shivs out to try and push the back. But it's more idle time. 3 Keshiks getting so much value. Building up that army nicely, Kiljadi. Possibly just making a sort of a very heavy castle age push. Wouldn't blame him. Does now have the second town centre vertex, so we'll be scaling that economy in terms of village accounts at least. But that delays his push in terms of military numbers, and he's going to have to find those military numbers. Bear in mind, he does have the static defences, which will buy him time to get that economy to scale into military units. No walls built here in the southwest just yet, though. It could be bad if Kiljadi decides to push in the next couple of minutes. But you can see he's gearing up to it, right? He's getting the blacksmith upgrades he needs, getting the second ranged armor upgrade, wedge rivets. Going to be sending through a couple of cavalry. I mean, this is a bit of a an ouch moment for Kiljadi. I'm not sure how much value he'll get if these spearmen could catch up. I mean, to be fair, it's going to take a mistake out of Vertex to lose villages here, and it might just happen because there's no outpost here. And again, there's no spearmen. The cavalry do cycle around and go the long way around. It might come around through the west side and go back to that woodline again. That woodline's just been a pain for Vertex throughout the whole game almost. Oh no, not again. No, wait, where are the villagers going? Oh wait, he was trying to fight with the villagers, got the trample damage coming off the cataphracts. That was not the play. Did buy some time though for the spearmen to get in place. Just leave a couple of spearmen, damn it. Let's move the villagers out further. Does have both sacred sites. Are we expecting Kiljadi just to deny that south one pretty soon? But I love the usage of cataphracts, I've got to say. It's such a strong unit because of the trample ability. It does mean they don't necessarily like absolutely need springles to deal with siege. Sometimes they can trample through the front line of their enemy's armies, go onto the back line and just trample all over those siege engines. Of which there is one mangonel. 3 rounds being built. Looks like Vertex looking to be a bit more aggressive. Maybe try and do some damage. Got to be careful though, right? Because he's been booming up a little bit with the second town centre. So naturally he's had less resources to pump into military. The same cannot be said for Kiljadi. Stayed on one town centre, pumping away with those units. Oh, Keshik's going down in the south. Going to be riding in, and well, he's kind of got a couple of losses with the spearman, but he's going to pick off a villager. I think he might just ignore this. Crossbow's going to move forward. Mangonel too. Kind of led with the rams first. He might lose a couple here cheaply. Oh, Mangonel, he needs to back away. The Keshiks are jumping on top of that. The spearmen, though, they baited them in, and he took out a couple of those Keshiks quite nicely. 3 rams continue. Mangonel deploys. It does have a springald, though. And that springald's going to get good value at pushing away that Mangonel. Got to keep an eye on the minimap, though. Those 3 dots, those Keshiks. Or were they cataphracts? Quite remember. They were Keshiks. Actually, 5 of them. Might get value. On the front lines, though, there's just not enough here for Vertex. Oof, that's bad. The Bringing Guard's going to be ripping through that archer line. That's not what he needs. Springald takes out the Mangonel. That's a bad fight. Okay, he's got 3 rams. It might take out the keep just most possibly. He does take it out in the end. Overall, not all is lost. And he's killing some villagers here on the farms. Great value. Although, he will be losing those, I think, in the end. Camel Lancers are chasing. There's a lot of crossbowmen there for Kiljadi. The hard situation for Vertex is he can't really go for Ghulams at this point. He could potentially go for crossbows of his own. That might be the play. We'll have to see. Well, an outpost will buy some time. The keep will buy some time. The question is how much time. Because take a look at this. We've got rams being built. Well, Cairo-siphons, I should say, and a floating Mangonel. The Cyrosiphons are going to be difficult to deal with for Vertex. He needs to buy time. He's struggling on the food count. He's getting 1,300 food per minute. Something like that, kind of crazy. He's still struggling to pump out units. I wonder if he's got any more trades left. He does have 3 trades, to be fair. He doesn't have enough... wait, what? Okay, yeah. He does have enough gold. So I think if he gets some food, because he does need it, it might be an idea. Well, okay, 4 Cyrosiphons. This could be heating up very quickly. Quite literally, Kiljari with 87 military. He went full just 1 TC play. And Vertex, he went for the second town setup. I'm not sure if he's had enough time for that economy to really pay off. He took a bad trade, I guess, in terms of military. Had a lot of archers. They kind of melted. Oh, is there a way through? I'm not sure. Awkward pathing. Trying to get another layer of palisades on the east side. Trying to get a bit of raiding value. There's not much gold here left anyway. Cavalry Lancers going to dive in. Take off some reinforcements, but they are taking some arrows from arrow slits in that outpost. Getting burning through that palisade wall. Should be getting through pretty soon. 2 mangonels is pretty devastating, I've got to say, because there's a lot of infantry. Trying to get some more siege. 2 springles and a mangonel being built on the field. Will it be enough? Because there are 3 mangonels. It's going to be got to be careful. That keep's going to be burnt down very soon. Reinforcements, we're chasing that back, but there is a keep on that right side, so the Camel Lancers will be safe for now, at least in that position. Keep will go down, will be burnt to the ground. The Cyrosiphons will be making their way further forward now. And, well, we're about to head into a situation where Vertex needs to take a good fight. He needs to take it soon. Springle goes down, great pick off. Mangonel deploys. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's a massacre. He lost even the Springold that was there. Mangonel deploys, though, for Vertex. Will it be enough? Spread formation comes out. Uh-oh, that Mangonel, if that goes down, that's probably the main defense that he has. 2 Mangonels, though, for Kiljari. He's taking the fight. He's clearing up that army. The Vringia Guard's going to go right on top of the Mangonel. He takes it out, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Kiljari takes the game on himeyama. Great game of Age of Empires 4. Mistakes were made, but it was a great game nonetheless. Hope you guys enjoyed the castle game. Take care, and see you next time.